Good afternoon, Speed Gaming fans! This is round 4 of the 2019 Spring Final Fantasy Randomizer Tournament Swiss Rounds. Let's get some bless RNG in chat for this exciting match that is about to happen. My name is Dang Wu. I'm joined by Chitin619 and a special match commentator, Wilcleosis. You probably all have heard about him. He is well known around the community for his great commentary. Now, hanging out in the background, we have tracking for today, Danny3883, another outstanding tracker that's going to make sure you guys are up to date on everything that's going on for key items and a progression for our runners. Thanks once again, Danny. Chitin, you walked into the booth and you were out of breath. What happened? Because you told me that some crazy guy with a white hat chased you down with a wooden hammer. Why would the once friendly white wizard it be in such a bad mood or angry, to chase you down like that?
Hey man, I have to throw him off the plank, okay? So, unfortunately guys, we have no white wizards for this week. We have the Force Thief as our captain, so this will be galore somehow. And Wilcleosis, would you mind recapping what these two runners are made of, if you don't mind, sir?
Good afternoon, Speed Gaming. Welcome to the 1st of May, 2019. And as Dengwu said, this is the 4th round, the 4th week, right here in the Swiss rounds of the 2019 Spring Tournament. And what we've got here is we've got Mageius and we've got Rumblefish. Mageius are really a legend in Final Fantasy Randomizer. He is actually responsible for what we call the Mageius Passage, which opens up extended open progression. It allows you to walk south from the Dwarf Cave down towards Northwest Castle and Marsh Cave, and opening up the world and not requiring the canoe or the ship, essentially, to get down there. And he's up against Rumblefish. Rumblefish, a guy that I came in here to Final Fantasy Randomizer alongside. We kind of had our struggles together and grew together. He was in the tournament last year. He played in the league. He comes up and he special shows. You need something. Fish is kind of the one that you call. And I'm going to tell you something about Rumblefish. The man never gives up, and the man loves this game as much as anyone that I've ever met in my entire life. And so we got a great matchup coming up, Denwo, and I'm excited for it. Force Thief, we will not see a white mage, as you guys talked about. A little bit of a party difference. 2 red mages for Fish on the right side of your screen, and a black mage replacing one of those red mages for Mageius on the left side of your screen.
That's an interesting party difference. One of them's got the black mage, offers great utility in the beginning. And also the guaranteed black spells at the later levels if he gains those levels needed. So I'm a big fan of the black mage for sure. And as you can see, Mageius and Rumblefish are going to rush to see what the spells are. Of course, Mageius proves me wrong and checks out the weapon shop.
Let's see what those spells are. On the white side, we got, Fate level 1 and Harm 4. So that is good for the red mages.
Okay, Chitin, that Fate is in the 3rd slot. That's good. Red Mage Learnable. That's going to benefit Rumblefish. Chitin, if you're Mageius here, when you see that, and you don't see much in the black magic at all, Quake, do your reroll here.
If I was on Mageius' side right now, I'll say reroll that party right now.
Denwo, are you rerolling? Are you hitting that reset button and bringing a couple red mages? Maybe even 3 red mages? No, probably 2 in a fighter, I would think. But are you doing that?
I wouldn't. I like the black mage way too much. I know Fade's great and all, but the tail is one of the greatest teasers in this game. You're just not guaranteed to be able to get that tail in a reasonable amount of time to make use of that Fade. To be completely honest, in the early game, and by then, hopefully, Nuke is maybe level 2, and red mages bring so much more utility.
Ooh, did you see that price on the houses, though? Jeez, the house market just went through the roof.
So we got Rumblefish on the right. He's going to make the move up to Topher, or the Temple of Fiends. Runs in a couple imps. Let's see if they have any spells. Nope, he gets the early run. Mageius about to join. Runs in the same encounter. They're on the same encounter table. Looks like Rumble is going to make the left, going to check out the bottom left chest, or the chest here in Temple of Fiends. It's generally a great idea, especially with 6,000 gold. That allows a lot, but ambushed by bones. Will, are you a big fan of checking these chests?
Absolutely, you need money early. There's the 6,000 gold in the bottom chest. Both players going for the top one as well. Both players saved. They Mageius, I think, had 2 tenths or 3. Rumblefish had either the 2 or the 3. They saved outside Temple of Fiends. Go in there, figure it out. 6,000 gold's pretty good. Now Rumblefish picks up an Iron Gauntlet and only 360. Should you run into trouble, you're going to want to go back. You're going to want to get that money early. You need heal pots. You need camping equipment. That's number 1 priority right now.
Quake doing work. Very good spell in the early game since most things do not resist it. And for some reason, I forgot that was Red Mage learnable. I don't know why I thought it was Tail.
Probably you're thinking of a previous seed, Dangwoo, if I'm not mistaken.
Zombies with sleep, that can cause some issues once they start attacking here. For Mageius' side, Rumblefish has already checked all of the chests. He's going to fight Garland. He has the Fade. He has the Quake if he needs it to kill Garland. Ooh, Lit 2. Okay, we have our first Gatekeeper here. Lit 2 at these low levels has a high chance of killing all of his enemies unless they resist it very luckily, basically.
Yeah, Rumblefish, veteran move from Rumblefish. He left the Temple of Fiends after he raided it, saved, and went back in just in case Garland had something. Garland did. Rumblefish rescues Princess Sarah, has a chit-chat with the King of Canary. He hands over access to the ship, and Princess Sarah's got access to the canoe, so we got both water vessels right in the beginning. We're not even 5 minutes into the match.
I have a question for you, Dangwoo. If you're on Rumblefish's side right now, which way would you go? Dwarf side or towards the Provoca and Matoya side?
With the ship available, I got to be completely honest. I almost always check Provoca unless there's an incentivized key item that leads me to mid-dwarf side.
Yeah, it's almost neither. The game gave you 2 water vessels for a reason. Use them. That's what I would certainly think.
Yeah, and you might even be able to, I mean, if you're really feeling risky, on the left, Mageius, looks like he got hit a little bit there, but he's able to kill Garland. He's going to get his ship and his canoe from the princess and the king. So they slowly caught up. They both have a decent amount of gold, so they're going to be able to buy some camping equipment, chain armors, be able to make that long trek to sail the high seas, which is the name of this Swiss rounds. Silver Sword for 892 is actually a decent price for a weapon that's going to carry you for a decent while.
Also, don't forget that this is do or die for these 2 runners because the winner of this match continues on, but the one who loses has no chance of going for the last chance qualifiers anymore.
Looks like Rumblefish might have forgotten about. Nope, he's gonna nope. He is gonna make the plays. He's forgotten possibly of the ship. He's going to dwarf, but he did save. Kind of an interesting play. I think he forgot since he did get the canoe and the ship at the same time.
He also got blizzarded by an ogre. But him not getting that ship makes me nervous. I've done things like this, Chitin. We've all done them. I think me and you had a match where we both forgot about something just recently, and there's the ogres again with Blizzard. They wipe fish. But if you forgot that ship is in that port, you kind of can't really see it. You got to go a little bit south from Canaria and able to see it there to kind of get the reminder.
Well, speaking of past seeds, well, I did forget that. I forgot about the crown, so that caused you to win, Will. But at the Dwarf Gate, it was just a bunch of gold for the first two chests.
Mageius raids Matoya's cave. Takes not only is she missing her crystal, but now she's missing some money, a heal potion, and a heal helmet. Mageius, you are such a bully to that nice old lady.
Yeah, Rumblefish is continuing south after heading west without the ship. And that makes me real nervous for Fish in this match. He's going to the Marsh Cave. Stays at the junction. He's headed south into the Marsh Cave at the 7-minute mark. He's got he's got 2 fades. He's got a thief they can get away from. Aggressive play. He's going directly for the incentivized chest. I like it. Fish trying to play to win.
I mean, he does have 2 red mages with fade, so I mean, maybe he's hoping he can use the thief to get out. Ghouls with Exfer. If that's all they're casting, that's not terrible for him. Oh, sleep comes out. Okay, this could be bad. You hope that the thief allows you to run, and then on those unrunnables or something that could trouble you, you have the fade charges that the red mages have. I don't hate it. I would have liked it if he would have had the ship though, but maybe he gets emotion sickness. And our first look at Old Provoca is Elflin, so that gives us level 3 and 4 spells plus a chance at a key item in the shop.
Yeah, he's got a couple bucks too. He's got almost 5,000 gold. This is pretty important. Level 3 black magic. Ugh. He's gonna see if he can move anything. No, that's not gonna work either. He's gonna move on. He's looking really just for black magic, it looks like, as well. So we'll see what's in level 4 after we see the armor shop, but there's nothing there either.
Let's see what the item shop has.
More diving equipment, heals and pures. We found out Rumblefish ran into ghouls with blaze, and he noped out. And it seemed to be on a very popular encounter, or a common encounter. So level 4, we have Warp, Fire 3, Hold is pretty good against if you do an early the Volcano dive, if you want to take on Carry, the Fiend of Fire. Ruse is locked though. Looks like Rumblefish is making his way back up. I missed what Elflin was.
Elflin was Lupa Lupa Land.
Ah, Lupa. So Mageius looks like he's done with his shopping. He's going to probably make his trip over to Elflin, maybe? Unless he's going to feel adventurous. Let's see, Rumblefish kind of wandering around the dwarfs. Is he trying to get levels? I think he got himself turned around a little bit. So Mageius finally leaves Old Provoca, which is Elflin. He might check out Old Crescent here at the river here. Maybe save when he enters the river, check out what the town is. Nope, looks like he's going to do the marsh dive. I'm guessing he's going to check out what Elflin is, find out that it's Lefane, then go to Marsh, try to get that incentivized location.
But
Ogre's really giving it to Rumblefish. They blizzarded him. He's trying to get back towards the Canary area. This is the best thing that Fish could do, Chitin, so he can see that ship. Because I've got to think that given both of those water vessels, that the potential next progression that you want to get to is somewhere not in the Intercontinent.
And Rumblefish just keep getting this blizzard pack of dooms. Like nope, we're just gonna keep it here in the Elfland continent for now.
Mageius on your left. He's making a play. He's going to check out the city of Old Crescent. We don't know what it's been switched to with the town shuffle. Could be Neprovoca, could be McCrescent again, which gives you key items, and also a chance at a shop item. A shop key item, I should say.
It could be worse. It could be Gaia as well.
true. But ooh, Bane
Oh.
from spiders.
The tarantulas have Bane, and they come in huge packs, and that's their first spell. They show up here in the overworld, around in this area where Rumblefish is. They also come back up again in the Earth Cave. A couple different floors that those arachnids show up on.
And those
Ooh, paper peeds.
And Crescent is on rack. We have no key shop item there, though. We don't have access to the Sea Shrine. We didn't get the Oxale. It would be an interesting play. He could have dove here, gained some experience if he wanted to. But if he can find those Peds early, exit. I believe that is locked still.
Exit's level 7. There's no way the red mage will learn it.
Yeah, the red mage would have to get up to level 27 to be able to learn it. I'm sorry, 26. So Mageius leaves. He does not try to find the Pede fight. At this point, Will... Ooh, Hydras and Ochos are not being nice to Mageius. Will, in this case, I mean, he's already checked out Crescent. Where do you go? He hasn't checked Elflin yet. Does he maybe take a random Volcano Armory dive? Does he go to Marsh for the incentive?
No, he needs to go to the original town of Malmond. Attempt to find more magic, level 2, potentially Provoca, potentially a key item. Needs to find the new Crescent Lake, move around, and utilize that free canal flag. This is sail the high seas, needs to start sailing the high seas, as Rumblefish is now doing. He's doing a little bit more exploring. He's back on track now. But the original Elfland, I certainly think, is the player. The original Malmond.
Which also opens up on-rack. They can get to the old on-rack because of the extended open progression. It puts a dock at the south side of the little island. They also get access to the Oasis a caravan shop that may have the key item, so they have access to it. They can also go to Waterfall in that case too, so there's a lot of options if they go that way.
Yeah, but more access to a potential vendor item, to either Provoca or Crescent Lake, 2 key items, potentially more magic in level 2, and sail the high seas and find that out. Our current reigning champion, Edgeworth, he says it constantly on his stream as I watch and scout him. Find the towns and plan your battles. Look at what Trenton, I think Trenton's around as well watching right now. He says, follow what the seed is telling you, which is not what Mage is doing. He's going into the Gurgu Volcano at the 15-minute mark.
15-minute mark. He's level 4, I believe, maybe level 5 at most. And these enemies are not the nicest of things. And he runs into the trap tile. These fire elementals generally hit hard, but the thief, it bails him out.
Rumblefish jumped in his boat, ran into Odd Eyes and Sayhags. Odd Eyes have Blizzard, and they wiped him. Rumblefish hard resets. He's going to run into the same encounter again, as Mageius is going to clear out the armory.
Well, we could safely say that Blizzard is the Medusa script park right now.
Yeah, so far we have ghouls with Blaze, ogres with Blizzard, and Odd Eyes with Blizzard. So far these early level, and arachnids had the Bane, which is Wilcleos' favorite spell.
Poison smoke, baby. Mageius picked up a gold bracelet out of the armory. I don't think he's got exit charges. I actually didn't quite tell if he got the spell or not.
I don't think he picked up the exit at all. I think he has warp though.
Red Mage doesn't learn level 3 until level 6, so he's still at least a level away.
That means Mageius is gonna walk it all out then, if he has to, if he wants to keep that gold bracelet in his hands.
Rumblefish is doing what it is that I would do. He's saving on the sea. He's going to use that free canal. He's going to break out. If this is a key item shop, or potentially especially Provoca at the old Melmond, Rumblefish could potentially take a significant lead here.
Yeah, an early Provoca is great. Unfortunately, Melmon is Melmon. So there's nothing really here except for enemies that have taken over.
These enemies are starting to rack it up, Chitin. Those are hyenas on Mageius' side. They have fire too. So we're seeing a lot of enemies with a lot of deadly things. I don't know if it's like a good thing to see it early and learn it and get it out of the way so you don't see it later, but you never want to see it, period.
Well, he's seen those, and those pop up almost everywhere. Life in level 5, wall, anti-rub. I think life is learnable.
It was in the 3rd slot though, so I don't know what the slots are for the red mages, to be honest. Oh, guys with crack! Ouch!
Just keeps getting better, apparently. Now, Rumblefish, he's got a reset here because there's no inn, there's no clinic. I don't think he wants to two-man it with a fighter and a thief. But he can certainly gain some information. And there's the reset from Fish. It's a good play. Mageius has returned to try to get his gold bracelet and potentially get out of this armory. Where's Rumblefish going?
I think he's going to Marsh?
You think he's going to Marsh? No, he was gonna. Could be a Castle of Ordeal?
I think
Original Onrak, maybe?
Yeah, I think he's going to Onrak. Check out. No, he's going to prove me wrong. He is sailing the high seas, Will. That's what he's doing.
With odd eyes that have Blizzard and Sahags and Sharks doing a lot of saving. He's still got, a good dozen tents, but he's making it definitely a very safe play. So that he can go to... It's Ordeal.
I kind of like this play, actually, because he does have the Fates built with him right now, so... It's not a bad play right now.
Now, if this into the game, you're maybe 20 minutes in, we see him saving and resetting a lot. Do you, if you're in Fish's shoes here, have a good grasp of the encounter table to maybe manipulate it a little bit and predict the encounters to try to get through the pillar maze?
If I was in his shoes right now, I'd say go to the wall and pray for good RNG.
Mageius makes it out of the volcano with the gold bracelet. He is going to go back in. He's looking for Peds. He's gonna reset. He's trying to take a fight. The Sphinxes are not what he's looking for.
And usually Peds are not on the first floor of Volcano.
I mean, he had already found Peds over by Old Crescent. I'm kind of surprised he just left it at this point.
Yeah, there are Ped encounters. It is 2 to 6 Peds on both the first and second floor of the Guru Volcano.
Oh, my bad then. It must be a rare encounter then.
It might have been shuffled, and shuffle encounter rarity is on.
And
Red Mage is gone.
If you're not paying attention on the right, Rumblefish lost his fighter, stun touch mummies, and they were hitting pretty hard. Good news is he still has 4 fade charges on his red mages, so he has at least 6 charges total now, since he just had to cast 2 of them. He still has a chance to make it through, but he's going to rely upon that thief to make it through. Or at least to take some damage for those red wizards. Thief does its job, gets Rumblefish out of those stun touch mummies on the right hand side for Rumblefish. On the left, Mageius is still trying to grind some experience here on some Sphinxes. Experience wise, if you were in Ordeals, it'd probably be a lot better off than what Mageius is doing, but that's hindsight. Special welcome to Triton GL that's in chat. E-Tap, he always shows up. Gregly Puff, Hypes. Oh, wow, all these people are joining in here. Welcome.
We see Elastoid joining us in chat as well. Big match coming up. Just about 2 hours from right now, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Same channel, right here. Alastoid takes on the former champion, Tristal MTG, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Speed Gaming.
That is going to be a very interesting match for sure. Elastoid probably... that guy can play. You know, he loves to play too. He's always online. Him and Len the Cat always pinging for races or in races in general. And Tristal, well, he's Tristal. Unfortunately, he came across Bane smoke from his opponent and took the loss last week.
And this maze right now on the ordeal that Rumblefish is taking is not very kind at all.
Yeah, Rumblefish hit the whammy. He hit a pillar that sends you all the way back to the beginning. Fish went ahead and reset. He should have most of the path figured out at this point, but he keeps getting ambushed by zombies as Mageius just keeps continuing to enter the volcano. He's going to try to full clear this second floor. There was those hyenas with that fire too, I think it was. He gets away from them though.
Now, the cool thing is if these runners had warp, if they go through a bad tile, they can warp and go back to the previous, well, I call it trash cans, because that's what they look like to me. They are pillars. But, ambushing mummies, they have stun touch, and they hit very hard. As Rumblefish's poor fighter learns the hard way, the thief saves him, he's able to run. On the left, Mageius runs into red hydras, they can hit hard. And Mageius on the left-hand side picks up a ribbon. Now one of his red mages will have very beautiful hair and the added benefit of having a protection against all elements. Rumblefish on your right finally makes it through the Ordeals maze. He's going to run into the Nightmare Trap Tile pack, which can be very deadly if they roll multiple hits.
Fish now knows the sequence. He's on the final floor. His thief is still standing. If everything's runnable from here and he gets some good turn order, we're talking about an incentivized item, incentivized location, but he's got to get away from these gargoyles right now. And he gets away. First shot. Initiative to Fish. He's got 4 chests to check. It's about 11,000 gold. He found a stick. Another couple thousand. He's going to get the information. It's the chime. So it's required. And that opens up the Mirage Tower potentially as well if Fish can get this out of here.
If he gets it out, I mean, he's already made a huge play. He goes to Ordeals. You're kind of close to Mirage. Do you check Mirage at this point?
Did he reset and not save? Did he save?
I think he saved because he's
Okay.
going back right now.
Okay, he's got it. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm scared. Scared me.
It scared us. I was going to say he better not.
Hey, you saw it too, and you look back. I did the same thing.
Mageius on the left. Ooh, he gets a flame sword for his fighter. It's a good weapon for now for him, definitely. Hasn't really gotten much from this armory dive. He's down to 2 light warriors though, and he's got to make his way out, and these mucks are not having anything about it.
The enemies were completely running amok of Mageius.
And the puns start.
Well, what can we do? Do we have any puns for FF1 randomizer right now, guys?
So Rumblefish is heading north from Ordeals. He did not check Old Onrak, and that also has the caravan, which could have the shop item.
Yeah, it looks like he's headed back to the original Crescent Lake. We know that that has been shuffled to Onrak, and I'm assuming he's looking for an inn and a clinic to bring back his fighter. But what Fish could have done was, and that is where he's going, was the new, the old Onrak actually itself. Essentially almost has to have an inn and a resurrection area because we've already seen both Melmond and Lefane, so he chose not to go that way. He's going to go the safe route and get obliterated by a Hydra.
That Hydra did not just have damage, it also had poison touch.
Oof.
If there's one enemy I'm terrified about when I'm in the river, that's Hydras. They almost always hit hard, and they, just for the heck of it, will roll some nasty spell, just to make things interesting.
Or the pack of piranhas, you know, they've got lightning too or something, or slow that just slows you down. They can really annoy you, but those Hydras, they pack a punch. Mageius got out of the volcano. He's got 2 warriors. He's leaving. He's going to head back towards the original Crescent Lake.
Oh, I forgot to mention that the Zozo Melman Undead pack did have slow too, so grinding at Melman's not gonna be your ideal grinding spot if you tend to go for against the undead.
So we're finding it out. Rerolling the red mage might have been the better call since we have not found the Provoca, although Provoca could be an old on-rack right now, with nuke charges, possibly. The only thing we're hoping out of on-rack location is not Gaia, because all that has is level 7 and 8 magic and a potential key item in the shop location. Which then means that Floater would be kind of required unless somehow those 2 key items from both the Bicky the Pirate and the Old Sages were not required to finish the game.
He's just going to try to take on the Hydra. Nope, he gets away. He's canoeing back towards his ship. His ship is in the Intercontinent, right at a junction. Rumblefish, I think, is making that play. Fit and GL's pointing it out in chat. He thinks that the old on-rack is the new Provoca, and I have got to agree, although it could potentially be Crescent Lake as well, and an item, and maybe something to break this game open.
Or it could be worse. It can be worse because if that's Gaia at old on-rack, he might have to be going to dive to Marsh immediately.
Yeah, could be Marsh. Marsh could be a play that's on the table as well. Is there a vendor item? We had it last night. Triton GL against the Hangry Canuck. The crown was located in the Oasis at the Caravan. Incredibly expensive, over 50,000 gold. And that led to the rock. It led to the floater that busted open the game. Triton GL was the first player to make that move, make it happen, and took an early lead on the 100% pure Canadian Hangry Canuck.
And speaking of old on-rack, let's see what old on-rack is in Rumblefish's side. It's Gaia. I called it. I called it.
It was Gaia. Fiends at level 7 the spell. Level 7 also Fear.
Yeah. Level 7 in that first slot is Red Wizard learnable, so he can have the Bane. He can pull out the Bane strats, the Poison Smoke. But of course, that requires him to be level 26 with his Red Wizard, so the chances of that are very slim at this point.
So what that's going to tell us is the original Gaia Town and the original Lefane Town, which are locked to the airship. Not going to see those anytime soon, and there is no vendor item either. Both those towns have shops. The last chance for a vendor item to potentially bust this game open for Rumblefish is at the Oasis, in the Caravan. Or potentially at the Waterfall in the Marsh Cave. But as far as towns, we've got all our information, guys. And it looks like it's time you're going to have to dive some dungeons. We know it's not the Castle of Ordeal. Fish is taking care of that. It just opened up more options, leading the Chime and putting the Mirage Tower on potential option list.
Yeah, he's level 5, Rumblefish on your right. Mageius is back in the Intercontinent. Rumblefish is going to make the dive into Waterfall. He doesn't have Warp. His red mages have to be level 10 to learn Warp. This is a bold play. I mean, he does have some charges. He knew the nightmares were somewhat easy to run away from, but he's got to get through mud goals and stun touch mummies. That's a trap tile when you get there, and he has to go through it twice.
Not only does he not have warp or exit, he has no levels. Ambitious play from Rumblefish. He gets ambushed by mummies, and he's not going to last long. He's got to get away now if he can try to move forward. I can only think maybe this is a situation, Chitin, we've talked about this in the past. If you're in the waterfall and you're hurting, you stand in the doorway and you wait for the robot to come by and maybe try to skip that trap tile, at least find out the information of the item. Potential option here for Rumblefish.
If I was in Rumblefish's shoes, I'll say screw the waterfall, just go straight to Oasis and check before doing either of the three.
Yeah.
Mageius on the left is going to find Melmon. He's finally left the Intercontinent. He's going to find Melmon is Melmon. Question is on Mageius' side. Has he been paying attention to at least last week's races? Does he do an early level 1 and 2, 3 Earth Dive? Possibly. That has been very beneficial, at least the past week.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot that Earth Cave is still open.
Mageius passes on the Earth Cave play, and he's going into an inner outlet. Go ahead and reset Mageius. There you go. We saw Life was level 5 white magic that was in the 3rd slot. That is locked to a white mage / white wizard. There will be no Life 1 casting for either player in this match.
Rumblefish on your right is about halfway through, almost 3/4 of the way. Unfortunately, these whiz mummies and mummies are ambush happy, and they seem to be very favored in the encounter table.
Yeah, they're missing. Their accuracy is horrible, and they actually aren't hitting that hard, 30 and 40, and they've only rolled essentially 1 hit, all of them. And that's really good news and something that you just don't see very often, because usually they'll whack you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he picked some sort of armor or something like that, but I do know the wizard mummies were hurting him pretty good in Ordeals, but it seems like he might have gained a little bit to avoid it. The first trap tile gets the early run out, no problem. Opal bracelet, tents, 8 gold. Ooh, there's the floater.
Wow.
Now he's got to make his way out. Ooh, and a ribbon with a
ribbon.
heal staff.
Why can't I get these waterfalls when I go there first in our games, Degbu, you know?
I mean, that... I have to admit, Rumblefish did what I would have done. I have to admit, I would have done the waterfall dive. I may not have pulled it off as smoothly as him, but that was a big play, and he's going to be flying here shortly. If he can make it out. That's the next problem.
If he can, there you go. If he can get out of here, Chitin, how much of a lead does this give Fish on Mageius now, who is just now really broken out of the Intercontinent in the ship?
Let's put it this way, Wilkie. If this was our seed from when I challenged you, I would have been gone in a heartbeat.
Fish with a great run. He's going the wrong way. There you go. He's closing in. He's got to get rid of the Mudgalls. No unrunnables. Really making it work. More initiative for Fish. Really utilizing that thief. Trying to get out of the waterfall.
By the way, thanks to Board Guy on Twitch TV for giving us a prime subscription to Speed Gaming 1. Thank you.
Rumblefish on the right apparently was so ecstatic over the floater. I don't know. I actually have nothing for that.
I just wonder if Twitch is being Twitch on his side.
And did anyone catch chat? Anybody? Falconic, I see you're here, ETAP. Does Rumblefish have the lamp spell that he can cast right now?
I mean, you could be a friend and cast it for him, Will, because I know you're all about that lamp spell.
Shines the light, potentially, on situations. We can tell that it is Rumblefish's stream. We know it's not us here, certainly from Final Fantasy or Speed Gaming. We can tell by his timer. As his timer is frozen, we are working on it in the background right now.
Meanwhile, Mageius is just running to Argos, runs away from it, and he's going for that Pillar Mage. which we know that the time is waiting for him at the final floor, and matchups are not pinged too easily. And we got Rumblefish back, and he's sailing around Cardia Islands right now.
We got Rumblefish back. His timer is still going. Looks like it was an internet issue, we're being told. Dengwu, actually. Dengwu, you found out behind the scenes. It was an internet issue. I can only assume that Rumblefish is out with the floater because he's headed directly towards the Ryukon Desert to turn that thing in.
Yeah, I actually see smoke from those afterburners on that ship. He's just hard charging to that desert location to rise up that airship, and then you won't have to worry about saving constantly and avoiding all these encounters.
This is typical FF1 Rando 101. Save scrumming to your heart's content.
Rumblefish uses the Rafe Hates Caleb strategy of jumping into the waterfall at level 5. He's now at level 7, but he got the floater out. That's all that matters. He runs into some unrunnable trolls at the 38-minute mark. He's going to be able to jump into the skies. Meanwhile, Mageius gets ambushed by man-cats. They take out his thief. His black mage isn't long for the world. Red mage is gone. He gets away, hits the whammy, and he's going to try to continue on to try to find some more of the map. The zombies are going to take him out before a reset. Rumblefish hits the air. We're going to call it the 38-minute mark.
He's in the air. He can check a bunch of stuff now. Mageius, unfortunately, that extra red mage is doing a lot of stuff. A reroll's looking a lot better, and Sarda over here hanging out with the slab. The good news is it's right by Melmon, where he can talk to Dr. Un and get that translated. And Lefane is literally right down the road over in Elflin. So that's an easy fetch turn-in.
Going to Cardia.
No, he's gonna check Gaia first, I believe.
I don't even know if Rumblefish knows where he's going. I would think it's Cardia. Nope, he's going to the Melmon. Dengwu, you're right.
I think, yeah, he realized that the other way was a lot quicker to go to Melmon.
Might change his mind. I think Cardia Islands is on his mind. Let's get some money, let's get some gear. You know, he needs levels. He's got to know that at the 40-minute mark at level 7, you just don't feel comfortable.
You definitely would not feel comfortable at that levels going into anywhere. But the Fade Charge is an equalizer, though. It's been putting in work for Rumblefish. He's able to make the early ordeals run fairly safely, minus the mummies that Mageius on the left side has been taking on. Harm 4 doing work for Mageius, though.
Question in Yami Angelus. Monsters here? Yes. Oh, and by the way, loot is in Lefane, so that was required. Melman has been now become Zozo Melman, which means monsters will roam in the desert tiles in Melman.
It is dangerous to go alone in Melmon. You have to be careful.
Let's see what Gaia is. Gaia is Provoca. Let's see those level 2 magic after those pirates will be porting something.
This is huge. Key item, potentially the tail. Something. Get this going. Level 2 magic.
I smell key from the pirates.
Go with Crystal.
And apparently the Picky Pirate was, hitting the bottle. And he decided to be the nice guy, and we gave you the leftovers.
Light 2.
That
Light
is
2, that's huge. That's night learnable.
Nuke also level 2.
Nuku. Oh, the choices. Would you take the nuke over life 2? I was like, take life 2 and the nuke.
Unfortunately, in the level 2, you have Invis 2, Life 2, and Nuke. The good news, however, is the thief becomes a little bit more useful now. Once he gets up to level 15 and gets to class promotion, he'll be able to learn the nuke. He'll be able to learn the saber charges. He'll be useful on attacking also if you get the katana on him.
Gosh, guys, I think the Thief has been the most important character for both players all game. They've both been low level, they're both diving in.
The thief has been crucial, and the important part is the unrunnables. They at least had some spells to handle any of the unrunnables.
Question in chat: any forced and forbidden classes? Forced is the thief. The banned class is the white mage. And speaking of Vanilla Lafane, let's see what Vanilla Lafane's gonna be. Vendor item is TNT, so at a very hefty price of 44k. Oh jeez. Would you actually buy the TNT right now, Wilkliosis?
Immediately.
On the right-hand side, Rumblefish is going to talk to the sages, these old men that are kind of just wandering around aimlessly. They don't know exactly what they're doing. They're going to give us a key item, which is the crown. Somehow these guys managed to get an expensive crown. Maybe that's why they were so happy. Mageius on the left made it to Onrak, which is the new Gaia. He's going to find out Bane is learnable for his red wizard if he ever gets to level 26. The white magic's not going to matter because he can't learn any of it. The shop item doesn't have anything. Silver bracelets are a decent buy for your casters. He does have an opal bracelet, a gold bracelet, so his casters will have at least some armor. We do know that to get into the air, like you see on the right-hand side where Rumblefish is flying around, he has to go into waterfall, and the floater is hidden there with the robot.
Well, speaking of turning in the crown, here comes Astos, and he gave us the ribbon.
And that is, I believe, all 3 ribbons have been found at this point. Yeah, one was in Volcano, loose. Another one was over by the robot in Waterfall. And this last one, Astos gave us, and that was the incentivized ribbon.
You know what that means, right? There's a loose ruby on the loose.
It could
Not
mean that.
necessarily. We're still missing certainly the cube. We haven't seen Marsh Cave in its incentivized area. The rod is out there as well as the tail, and some other items in the fetch quest chain. The adamant being one of them, the crystal certainly as well.
Well, there is that potential that Marsh might not be required anymore.
So Rumblefish is taking from loose adamant with the dragons. Dragons were forging some new steel for the blacksmiths, and they forgot to give it to them. So we as nice folks are going to return it to the blacksmith. Mageius is making the play. He will be able to fly like Rumblefish once he gets through this waterfall and talks to the robot. He'll get the floater, and then he's got to make his long sailing adventure back to the desert to raise it up in the air. Or I should say, raise it up from the depths of the sand.
Mageius is in the right place. He needs this floater. He's trying to traverse the waterfall. He's closing in on the robot who holds it. Gonna have to get through that mummy trap tile and maybe another encounter. Here's a couple of nightmares. Again, the thief. He's got him in the top. Gets whacked by one of the nightmares. It does not heal. That Mongol attacks the thief. He goes down to 8 HP. Mageius continues to not heal. Does he need that thief to get out of here is the question.
Rumblefish is going to Gaia right now to turn in that bottle right now. I don't blame him one bit.
Lefane is actually Crescent, so I'm not sure what he's doing down here. He's
Did
already
he get the
been
money
here.
from Cardia to buy the TNT?
He did.
It's kind of like what we were talking about. He looks like a fish put that at the top of his priority list, which I would have as well. So now he's got the Adamant and the TNT. This is superior routing. A very subtle move from Rumblefish that, if it's not pointed out, you kind of almost don't notice. He's going to be able now to go to the Dwarf Cave with both the Adamant and TNT in hand and knock that out all in one loop.
Well, don't forget, he just bought pro rings just now for his first party.
Yeah, 6,000 for a pro ring. Can't argue with that at all. That protects you from instant death, and it gives you a very good amount of absorb, and every single character can equip it. So, since they don't have that superior of equipment, that's a worthy buy for 6,000. Mageius on your left. He's going to try and make his way out. The only things that we found that are really dangerous so far is the stone-touched mummies. If they get that stun touch. If they get you paralyzed, you generally take more damage. So you got to be careful of that. Black magic level 6 spells, zap, sleep, brack, and ice. From what I've been told by ETAP, appreciate it, ETAP. I know that you are hoping for War Mech if one of these runners, once they get onto the Bridge of Destiny. Rumblefish is wandering around. He needs to go on rack to get to Gaia to turn in the bottle. After this, if he wants to do that fetch quest, the Adamant turns into Ruby. So the blacksmith, I don't know, is that like adamantium ruby? Does that mean that ruby's worth more now?
That I don't know. That's all. And TNT becomes a herb, so he just can go back to Elfland Castle right now and see what the kindly old Prince of the Elves have.
Mageius has the floater and he's out of the waterfall. He can now sail towards the Ryukon Desert and get his airship. Rumblefish has had it for a little bit. He's got his key item boost, 150% experience now. He's going to turn in his herb. Does this lead to a cube, potentially a rod, maybe the tail? We think it's going to be one of those three. We've located one loose item so far. It was the Adamant, found by Rumblefish in the Cardia Islands. Rumblefish turns in the herb to the Elf Doctor. And the Sleeping Prince has the tail.
This is probably amazing for Rumblefish right now. You get the tail, you turn it in, you class promote, you teach your ninja nuke, you teach them all those spells, and then on top of that, now your knight can also learn fade. Now you have so much clear potential.
Oh, Rumblefish is actually giving the Ruby muncher. Let's see what the Probe of the Titan will be holding after he runs from these tigers among us with stun touches.
The Adamantian Ruby, will it be worth more for him? Will it help him out? Give him maybe Masa, Excalibur. He has the tail now, he can equip it. Blizzards come out from ogres, which we learned in the early game caused many wipes for Rumblefish, actually. Ogres were not very nice to him.
Yeah, taking a fight with Zahags on the open seas, on your way to turn in that floater at the 52-minute mark, it feels rough. Mageius still working on his map. We'll see if he brings up the map to take a look at where he is. He's going to save and try to realize it so he can make his way towards the Ryukon Desert. Meanwhile, Rumblefish with the tail in hand. Let's see if he goes to class promote or he goes to the Gurgu Volcano without the class promotion.
I think he's playing games with us at this point. Oh, no, wait. He might have realized it.
Okay. There you go, Fish. Mageius has made his way to the Ryukon Desert. He's in the air now. 52-minute mark.
He's about 20 minutes behind Rumblefish when Rumblefish got into the air.
Well, for those who... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no.
Well, class promotion time for Rumblefish, so... Ninja, come forth now.
Mageius heads directly to the old Gaia. He finds Invis 2, Life 2. He's also about to find the most powerful spell in the game. Non-elemental, high damage, nuke. He will have 2 casters of it.
Yeah, as much I love, I mean, it evens out now once Mageius gets that tail, but Rumblefish is ahead because of those early red mages having the fade charges and able to bypass things that Mageius wasn't able to as effectively with the double fade casting.
So Rumblefish enters Provoca. He picks up Nuke for his ninja, Life 2 and Invis 2 for his knight. Mageius about to take on the pirates. That will yield the bottle to Mageius.
Mageius beats up the pirate, picks up the bottle. Rumblefish on your right. He's going to go back into Volcano now, which was his original plan before he remembered that he had the class promotion available. Mageius manages to find out on the left-hand side that gold bracelets are 48,000. I believe he's pretty rich, but not rich enough for that.
Mageius is going to use the chime. He's going to the Mirage Tower at a very low level with limited resources, although he's got the nuke at level 2 and the fades at level 1. He's looking for treasure. He's looking for something to get him going in this match.
This is bold, but maybe the gutsiest play he's done so far.
I mean, in both these runners, I don't think they've hit double digits yet. That's weird.
Now Mageius is sitting at level 7 for his thief, 10 for his red mage. Rumblefish is going to find a gold bracelet as he starts to raid the armory of the Gurgu Volcano. New ground for Mageius on the left side of your screen inside the Mirage Tower. He's going to run away from a high experience fight in the guards. Level 7, 10, 10, and 9 for Mageius at this point. Rumblefish, I believe, is right around 11 as he gets that gold bracelet. Very welcome sight. And that's level 9 for Fish, it looks like.
Did pick up the gold bracelet. Looks like he gave it to his ninja, of all people. He must be hoping to use the ninja to escape. Hopefully the ninja doesn't die. Unfortunately, the poor red wizard's down. He gets bullied. Mageius has cleared out the first floor Mirage. Nothing there.
He's in
getting
trouble,
beat
though.
up by-
He's in trouble, Dengwu.
He's down to his fighter. He has no life spells because that's on his red wizard. Even if he gets out, he's going to have to run all the way back out, recover, go to a clinic. He does make his way out, so now you're going to see him hop back in his airship. He's going to run away very quickly. He noped out real quick. Nope. Rumblefish raids the armory on the right-hand side of Guguro Volcano. He's going back in. He's going to make a deeper dive in here. He's going to see what's down there.
You haven't seen the incentive locations yet, Dengwu. The ice cave has not been touched, which I can completely understand. It's still at this lower level. We've also not seen the marsh cave. Those are both incentivized locations. We're still missing that rod, cube, and oxyale. Those are going to be 3 required items. We know that whatever it is that's housed in both the ice cave and the marsh cave will lead to 2 of those 3. One of them's loose.
I mean, I think it's one of those things where these runners have it in their mind that it's a do or die situation of sorts. You know, they both need this win, and they're just going for the gambles, and I think that's what they're doing. They're kind of like off their game of sorts, and they're so focused in trying to make these gambles to try and find a loose item or that loose massa that's in some random location, instead of searching for the not quote unquote easy stuff, but the stuff that you know that's going to be there.
Dengwu, live right here on Twitch. Speed Gaming Prime is talking about gambling with the OG Chitin619 to his left and the Dragon Slayer Wickliosis to his right. Oh, Chitin, there are a few players in Final Fantasy Randomizer that like to gamble like we do.
Oh, we know how much we gambled, especially with our last team we did. Look at this. But there is another gamble involved too, because remember, Rumblefish has not unleashed the bottle yet.
No, he hasn't, and that was an easy trip. But instead of doing that, he's gone into the volcano. I mean, he has a lot of chests here, but he's already found one loose incentivized already. Which was the adamant in Cardia Isles. So you only have one more loose item that's out there, and he didn't go after the the incentivized locations first. He's been digging for that equipment, or maybe that possible loose item that is not required.
Mageius at the 1 hour mark is taking on an unrunnable pack of wolves with a single fighter with a flame sword. You just don't want to do this, Chitin. You want to reset. You want to make sure that you save and get going with this. Mageius made a great play to get that get to the waterfall, get that floater out of there. He did, and he needs to continue to make those plays if he wants to catch up to Rumblefish. Rumblefish with probably 12-minute lead perhaps right now. Chitin, what would you estimate it as?
I say 13 minutes, to be honest, because remember, Rumblefish was a little bit speedier than Mageius.
You know, to bring up that point about him taking on those wolves, sometimes you just have to release a little anger on wolves,
Okay.
You bust out that flame sword and you just go at it, waste a little bit of time, and it makes you feel better. It allows you to reset.
Speaking of wolves, we'd like to remind you that coming up right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks, it's going to be Sunday. That is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. A battle of undefeateds, as the aforementioned Dragon Slayer Wickliosis takes on the Lone Wolf. One fine day, both players at 3-0. One shall stand, one shall fall. We will find out what happens at 3 p.m. Eastern Time this Sunday, May the 5th, right here, live on Speed Gaming.
that match I am looking forward to. That is going to be wow. And matter of fact, we have so many matches that have been great this entire past week. All the Swiss rounds.
They've been great. If you haven't seen the Enforcer Falconic FF against the Upstart Spell Zap, look it up, send some messages, carrier pigeons, text messages, rotary phones, whatever it is that you have to do to find a link to that match. One of the greatest things I've certainly ever seen, and I got to be there and enjoy it and bring it to the fans. I've watched it 3 times now. I did say twice, I watched it a 3rd time. An absolute clinic in Final Fantasy Randomizer at its absolute finest.
Well, speaking of Fiends, well, incoming carry 1 for Rumblefish as long as he can get away from these red giants.
It's an interesting play. He's got a flame sword. He does have the fast. I haven't seen temper off the top of my head, but he does have fade charges. Possibly just go with the fade charges. Cast him in Viz 2 if possible, and slowly take him out.
An ambitious play from Rumblefish. Fires a nuke into carry. He's going to try to light an orb. 44 damage along with another nuke. He's about 350 deep. Carry whacks his knight in the top slot down, and the knight is on life support. He's going to fire more nukes, though. Knight gets initiative. Another nuke. That's the 3rd nuke from Rumblefish for 272. And a Cure 4 into the Knight. Look at the play from Fish. The ninja misses. Carry starts to attack back. Fish has Carry on the ropes. He's going to fire more nukes, potentially. Let's see. 1 damage. There's another Cure 4. He's playing a little bit safe. He wants the ninja to survive. There's Dark Touch. We do not think Rumblefish has Lamp. If he wants to potentially use that. There's a critical hit from the Knight for 104. Carry has a whole ton of HP. But another nuke blast from Fish for 105. Doesn't get it done. Red Wizard's gone. Strike from the Flame Sword misses. Another round against Carry. Carry trying to gain some momentum back. Rumblefish switches to Fade. Not elemental damage. Does it. 89 hits. Rumblefish steps away from lighting the first orb at this match. 1 hour, 4 minutes. It is Fish with 1 orb. Mageius 0.
Who says Carry's an easy fight? He was loaded and he hit pretty hard. Rumblefish, that was a back and forth fight there.
Mageius makes his way to Gaia, turns in the bottle, meets a tiny fairy, picks up the required Oxyale for Mageius now.
Well, that's vanilla.
That is vanilla.
It's kind of surprising when something like that pops up. It's like you don't expect it. You expect something else, and then you get what you got 30 years ago. And you see it, it's like, oh, okay.
Now, Rumblefish has not done that yet. He has not talked to the fairy in the bottle yet, so he does not have the Oxyale, so he doesn't have access to Sea Shrine yet. But he does have the lead because he has 1 orb lit, which you just seen. Mageius is flying around. Looks like he's going to finally raid the Cardia Isles, which he'll find the loose adamant if he checks. I believe it is the next location in the swamp.
Dengu, if you're in Mageius' shoes, where would you go right now after Cardia?
At this point, I would either go Marsh or, as you see in Rumblefish on the right-hand side, going into Ice Cave. You have the warp charge now. You can do the little warp trick, quote-unquote warp trick, and you can check to see what that is. And then based off of that, you know if you need to full clear ice or not. Mageius on your left is going to get his adamant here shortly. It's in the next building. Rumblefish on your right runs into the ever so annoying stun touch wizards. On the left, you just saw it. He has found his adamant, which leads to the ruby. Not very useful at this point. but you know, adamantine ruby is always cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to lead to 4 chests. We haven't really seen it play a factor yet so far in the 2019 Spring Tournament. We've had ruby required, but should those 4 chests house something? There's a loose rod in there that's required. What about the legendary Excalibur? What about the Game Changer? It could be in there. That both players would potentially, certainly a sought-after item, maybe a dragon arm or something along those lines, could be hidden in one of those 4 chests behind the ruby.
Oh, that's rude. Rates have Frost and Slow 2 and Dazzle.
Looks like, as you said, he's going to go check out what the Titans got for us. Unfortunately, he's going to get the sad news that we kind of seen from Rumble's side of things. There's a little bit of money. I believe a tent or a cabin was in there. Although he runs into ogres, they have Blizzard, which gave our runners trouble in the early game. And of course, as I said that all, he managed to run out. Images and Wraiths. Chitin pulled, was telling us about some nasty spells that they have over there. On your right, Rumblefish is nearing the... So he's gonna he's gonna use that warp spell, pops right up, levitates, and finds the cube. So now that opens up the sky, or the floating castle, or sky castle of sorts. Hopefully he has enough warp charges on his other red wizard. Okay, yeah, he's able to get out. Mageius on the left is gonna make an earth dive play.
And we know how Earth has been treating lately for the last few seasons that's been absolutely stacked before. And of course, Arachnibs with Bane just says, poison smoke the whole party, please.
He runs into the trap tile. The heal potion, he'll reset out. He's going to go back in. He's going to check out the 2... rooms down here. One, as you can kind of see in the bottom right corner, and then there's another one more to the southwest. Unfortunately, runs into Arachnids with Bane. The Thief and the Black Mage is down again, poison smoked. So it's up to the Red Mage and then Fighter to get him out. He also runs into the Earth Trap tile again. Gold and a soft. That's definitely required. Let's reset and check out this last room here. On your right, Rumblefish is getting spells in Elflin. Level 4 spells is where it was at. There's a lot better spells compared to the level 3 ones for sure. Life 2, was it over here? No, I'm sorry. Ruse was Ruse is locked out. Fog 2 is a decent spell, not great, not terrible.
But it does increase the absorb if needed.
Poison smoke from the tarantulas takes out 2 of Mageius's light warriors. Those ribbons are protecting him. You can see the power of the elemental protection in a ribbon when it's equipped on Mageius on the left side of your screen right now, as he starts to dig in the Earth Cave.
So far, it has been not very useful. Rune Sword. The other locations didn't really give much either. So he's going to probably go down into Earth Floor 2 and see if those chests have anything. Then he's got one more dive if he goes down to where the vampire is in Earth Level 3.
It would be so ironic and trolly if the vampire is actually guarding the key.
It would be funny, but I mean, Mageius did find an ice sword, which is better than the flame sword. So I guess that's a slight upgrade. It's not huge, although he doesn't. Yeah, he's got the flame sword.
Chitin just mentioned what it is that we are missing. It is the mystic key that is required, as is the rod. One will be loose or something that leads to it. The other will be located inside the incentivized marsh cave.
And you're right. Rumblefish is going to check with the little fairy in a bottle. He's going to get his reward. And
Rumblefish has released a tiny fairy. He picks up his Oxyale one step closer to entering potential go mode as we are at the 1 hour 12-minute mark. A reminder coming up after this match. Former champion Crystal MTG takes on Elastoid. That's going to be right here on Speed Gaming. We also have coming up tonight SVJ of Team Borple taking on the very surprising, very impressive Mazada. That happens at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be on Speed Gaming 5. As well as 9:30 p.m. tonight, Asher1611 takes on a gentleman named Dengwu. That's going to be tonight right here, May 1st. Speed Gaming 4 with Braxis Muse and Lyra SRL bringing you all the action over on Speed Gaming 4.
Wait, I have a match tonight? Oh, man. And it's against Asher, too? He's one of those underdog guys. That's going to be a rough fight. It's alright. I'm bringing multiple thieves. I'm taking them down.
Are you going double thief on your match, Dangwoo?
That's right, and I'm hoping he is listening, and he is going to try and counter it somehow. And then I'm gonna bust out the two-man strats. Yeah, right. I'm awful at that.
Rumblefish with his Oxyale enters the Sea Shrine. Mageius has gone to the Ice Cave. This is required. It will yield him if he can get through the cube. Rumblefish with a Stone Knight. Able to get out of there. There's Cremate from the Eye Mages. They've stunned Mageius. Mageius starting to struggle a little bit with the Eye Mages here in the Ice Cave. Trying to get away. Gets a Fade off, though. That's going to take out the Undead Pack.
Will Cleo says, was that stone-touched lobsters we just encountered?
I didn't quite see exactly what it was. It might have been the touch effect from the lobsters. If that is, that could be a potential huge storyline coming up later on in this game.
Rumble on your right. He's doing the quote-unquote better play. He knows a loose item is going to be required at this point, though he hasn't dove Marsh yet. But there is two required items he needs, the Rod and the Key, to finish the game. So what he's going to do is he's going to head towards Kraken, which is the Fiend of Water. He's going to check those chests on the way to killing Kraken. If he doesn't find that loose item, then he'll probably go back in and go to the mermaid side and see if it's there also. Mageius on the left is going to get his... he's going to do the warp trick.
Does he even have warp on his red mage or black mage?
So if Mageius can get out, once he gets there, he'll get his cube, which opens up the floating castle. He could potentially go there. Ooh, these frost giants always hit tough.
Something stoned his thief though.
And he's got to reset out. He didn't have the warp charges the warp charge to get back out, and with only one character alive, two characters at most, he was gonna definitely have a hard time making it in and out.
Well, speaking of vanilla unrunnables, hello with Sahag and Red Sahag pack that are unrunnable, that is vanilla.
Probably one of the most annoying group to run into. They're always unrunnable, and if the Red Sahags happen to cast, I don't know, anything annoying, like slow, lit 2, heaven forbid a heal or something like that, you're going to be sitting there for upwards of a minute, just trying to run, or not run, but cast spells against them, because they take forever.
Ooh, we just got something from our chat. Apparently the frostwolves in the ice cave have glands.
One interesting thing about this game is we like to have spells where the enemy just it looks at you and it either kills you, turns you to stone, or who knows what, and it magically does damage that you can't resist.
Rumblefish is deep into the sea shrine. He gets ambushed by that pack of wizard mummies and mummies. This is a great experience fight. Once again, they've only rolled one hit, and their accuracy is absolutely terrible. This is a great play from Fish. He's going to take the fight. He's going to probably get a level on all his light warriors if he can take them out with the Fade. As Mageius picks up his required cube out of the ice cave.
Well, don't forget, Wilfield, that this pack was mostly Wiz mummies, which has higher experience points than the regular mummies.
Mages on your left have Cremate. Magus does have 2 ribbons, so his red... Ooh, poison damage off the Eye Mages.
Damage poison!
That is not a spell that you want to run into. Even with ribbon at these low levels that these light warriors are, damage poison, even resisted, does a lot of damage.
Loose Excalibur on Rumblefish's side.
That is probably one of the best pickups he could have got, besides maybe a Masa at this point. Trying to take on Kraken with Nuke and Fades are great, but at the same time, you know, those casters can easily be one-shottable compared to the Knight.
Is that our second loose item, or is Excalibur doesn't count as it?
No, located in the Marsh Cave will either be the Mystic Key or the Rod. And then one loose extra item, of course, the Adamant was first, will be the Mystic Key or the Rod to progress in this game. That is what Rumblefish is looking for.
Now, Rumblefish, when he went into Ice Cave, as Mageius is on the left side, Rumblefish did not check the bottom floor. Mageius just checked it, or at least the first chest, and found... Oh, Masa for Rumblefish2. So not only does he have Excalibur, aka the X Factor, he now has, quote-unquote, the best weapon in the game, as long as the Fiends don't roll high absorb.
I'm sorry, but I say the best sword in this game right now is the Vorpal because it crits better than the Masa. Thank you very much.
And the Game Changer.
The Game Changer's nice. This early levels, though, they can't make use of the Vorpal compared to what the Masa can do.
Mageius got a little crossed. He crossed his wires here in the Ice Cave, went the wrong way, but he's back on the right track right now. He continues to leave the Thief that has perished in the top slot. Oh, Black Mage perishes to our bones. Arm 4 is going to wipe them out, though. Meanwhile, Rumblefish is poisoned, just trying to get through that unrunnable Sahag fight.
I'm actually gonna think that the Frostwolf pack has something, maybe a loose item, maybe? But we're not sure because Frostwolves, we know they have glance, so there's a potential stone on the table.
Mageius is checking out the chests that Rumblefish has skipped. Aegis Shield has been picked up in Sea Shrine. That protects the Knight from glance and also is one of the best shields that a Knight can equip. So far from Mageius' side, his dive into Ice Cave has not profited him very much of anything that could give him an advantage over Rumblefish, preferably the loose item.
Yeah, it's a real nice pickup for Rumblefish. He can equip that Aegis Shield on his Knight. The Aegis Shield provides 16 Absorb, as well as the Stone Poison Elemental, one of the elements in this game, along with Fire, Ice, Lightning, Death, Time, Status, and so forth, that will protect that Knight should he choose to move the ribbon somewhere else, which would be a potential option for Fish. As he's just tearing through the Sea Shrine right now, Rumblefish very quietly extending his lead. Little by little over Mageius right now. He's looking to light his second orb.
And we know who's coming up right now, Loco. There's Mr. Kraken on the 1. Will you sacrifice someone to the Kraken, or will you go all out full force?
Mageius continues to have a little bit of a tough time here in the Ice Cave. Looks like it kind of looks all the same to him. But he's on the right track now, as soon as he can get past these unrunnable sorcerers. Meanwhile, Rumblefish fires a nuke into Kraken for 320. It hits hard. Excalibur comes out, 262. Kraken attempts to come back with Dark, and it does not land. No need for the lamp spell. 2 hits, 2 damage from the ninja, and a nuke for 286. And Kraken is terminated. Rumblefish gaining some momentum. 1 hour, 22 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's about 20 minutes since he lit his first orb from Carry, so he's making progress here. Mageius, unfortunately, is not having as much of a good dive compared to Rumblefish. The ice cave is not giving him much at all.
Rumblefish is headed to the incentivized marsh cave. Question in chat from Boogity Boo. The marsh cave here will yield either the rod or the mystic key, both of which are required. And as far as your question goes, live here on Speed Gaming, live on Twitch, this May 1st, 2019, there's another loose item out there and it is required. Whichever, either the rod oh wow, there's Blaze from these Undead Pack. Whichever's here, the other one, either the rod or the mystic key, is somewhere.
Question in chat, why is the ninja not doing any damage? Kraken tends to have like a higher absorb, but the ninja does have his legendary katana, I believe. Speaking of the ninja master himself, Will Bloodworth's in the chat room.
Mageius is over now in the on-rack. He might do a Sea Shrine dive. We know that if he goes on the Kraken side, there's tons of good equipment going that way. The Excalibur, the Masa, the Aegis Shield, all this stuff that his light warriors are going to need if he's going to take on Kraken at this point.
You know what's even weird? That we didn't see Rumblefish go with the mermaid this time around. So I wonder if that's...
Yeah, he's going for the incentivized location. This is going to give him either his rod or his mystic key. But he did not, while he was in the area, go towards the mermaids and he did find a white shirt and potentially find that loose item. Mageius goes that way, whether it's now or potentially after a Kraken kill, and gains that item. And Rumblefish, he might not go back there anytime soon. Mageius could get himself back into this match.
Loose gauntlet in the marsh, that should have been way earlier, but... Oh well, let's see what the wizards are packing, because there's 4 of them, and they're runnable, so probably he won't care. And, oh, maybe not, just a fate to kill them all off.
Is this the crystal? It is. Matoya will hold and yield either that mystic key or that rod. Meanwhile, Mageius taking a look at his menu. He's headed toward the mermaids. New ground for both players right now.
I didn't actually see what Rumblefish, based on him still checking chests, I'm assuming it wasn't either of the incentivized items.
Yeah, it was the crystal. That will lead to, I believe that's the last loose one. We've got note from our great tracker, Danny3883, letting us know that the crystal was still out there as well. And Rumblefish is going to turn that in.
I believe Timbers could be at level 8 because we saw all the 11 summon spells as we noticed from Gaia so far. And Matoya had the rod. That means the key is loose.
Katana pickup by Mageius. He gets the tail. That ninja's going to be useful on top of having nuke. Rumblefish now has Earth Cave. He can do Earth Cave all in one go. He also has Sky and Mirage to do all in one go if he wants to search for that loose key.
Mageius could really use this mystic key to be located in the mermaids. I thought there was a chest at the top. Kite, did you see that? In the top of this floor, there's a chest up there. He gets a dragon armor. That's outstanding. Can't use it yet, but he might have missed a chest. Anybody, Volcano, did you see that?
I'm
not sure.
I don't think he skipped the chest at all, man.
Okay, alright, Chitin says he checked it out. Okay. That's good news. The bad news is that Mystic Key is not located where Mageius is. He really needed that. Meanwhile, Rumblefish enters the Mirage Tower.
Oh no! Sea Snake has Quad X! And Fog 2! Jeez!
Quad X, a Death Elemental attack. If you have a Pro Ring equipped upon your Light Warrior, it will give you immunity. Puts it to 3 out of 256. Chance that Quad X will hit, you also have to be under 300 hit points. Assuming Mageius is equipped with those, he will be okay. The one thing I see on the right side of the screen is I know Mageius has been in the Mirage Tower. Is Rumblefish go-moding this without the Mystic Key?
Wait a minute. I think he might go for the greater than less than treasure chest, because remember, Mageius has not checked that second floor Mirage.
He is not as well, but if Rumblefish is go-moding this, and then he may have miscalculated the Mystic Key's requirements later on in the game. We're getting nearing 90 minutes in. Those things happen.
We will definitely find out once he gets into Sky, and he doesn't check any of those chests, especially in the 3rd floor leading up to the maze. Since those chests, all you have to do is kind of go up, warp back, go right, warp again. If he starts doing that stuff without checking those chests with all that little bit of experience right there to get himself set up for a Topher run, I think he thinks he's in go mode right now.
Mageius just got away from the ghosts. He continues to leave the perished thief in the top slot. You want to have your highest level, highest HP for multiple reasons in that top slot. He is leaving the mermaids area. He left one chest at the top unchecked. Well, Rumblefish starts to raid the greater than less than room. He can finally get rid of that iron armor now that he has in the night, and he upgrades to the flame armor.
It's also been pointed out we do have the top side of Marsh that was not checked by Rumblefish, and Mageius never made it up there. The mummies and whiz mummies with stun touch are doing their annoying thing. They have ambush, high ambush chances. Sea snakes have frost, quad X. They're just as annoying. The Fade finally comes out. He's able to take out the mummies, move on. Greater than, less than chests, opal armor. Since he didn't find the dragon armor that Mageius did in the mermaids, this is your next best option. Some more gold, light axe, cast a harm 2 spell, more gold, so he's still going to be searching for that key.
He's leaving. Or is he just going out and saving? He goes out and saves and he's going back in. He wants that armor. He's going to ascend more in the Mirage Tower. He's got the cube. He's going to head towards the floating fortress. Mageius resets again out of the Sea Shrine. It's kind of... You see Mageius do this and it's a great try. But when you keep getting, kind of pushed back, it makes you wonder, am I ready for this? Is my Light Warrior party geared? Equipped? Do I have the spells? When this kind of happens at the 90-minute mark, but he's going to keep going after it.
Unrunnable blue dragon on Rumblefish's side, which is not be a problem because he has all the weapons he needs to kill this dragon anyway, so it's going to be like a 2-rounder.
Rumblefish continues to clear of the floating fortress. It looks like he is looking for that Mystic Key. This is a great place to do it. It's got a lot of chests, and it's got a lot of enemies like this eye that you can whack with the Excalibur for 345 damage and get a level 18 for essentially your entire Light Warrior party.
18's a big number for the Excalibur. It finally catches up to the Masa in number of hits. Now Excalibur has 4, Masa has 4 on the night if he decides to go one or the other.
Mageius is leaving the Sea Shrine. I think this is the right move. He's headed back to the volcano. He only raided basically the second floor. He's going to dig deeper in the Gugu Volcano. I think this was a great adjustment, Chitin. I think this is essentially a veteran move from a guy that's been in the community as long as you have, and longer than even me.
Well, the thing is, Mageius does have one little advantage right now, and that is no one has checked the red D chest. So there could be a potential loose key in that chest.
Mageius is getting burnt to a crisp from all the lava tiles. Opal bracelet is found by Rumblefish. That is great to find for your casters. That gives you basically ice armor equivalent absorb for your casters with very minimal evade penalty.
Yeah, it's the best body armor in the game. For any mage. It's an ice shield. You can pair that with his flame armor on his ninja. Dual elemental protection. It's the best ones that he can have. Rumblefish's armor is fantastic, but he's got to find the mystic key.
At this point, I'm starting to think that it's an earth floor just before Lich. I think that's where the key is.
Could be. We can't check any key lock chests because we don't have the key. We've got the star room coming up. We got a couple more chests here that Fish can check. There's the red dragon chest. We know that there was at least one chest on the way to the mermaids potentially. There's a Thor's hammer pickup, Fish. A mage staff and a flame shield for Mageius. 2 orb lead for Rumblefish. He's got an equipment lead. He's got the Masmoon. White shirt. Strong position to potentially win this match right here live on Speed Gaming.
Now, does he check this area? Or okay, looks like he's going to check the next area. Maybe warp back and check the other one. Since it takes longer, since you have to go around in a big circle. And there's 1 or 2 chests in each little room instead of these here where there's maybe 6 to 8 chests.
Bingo! The mystic key has been located for Rumblefish. Rumblefish enters go mode. 1 hour, 34 minutes. He warps back. He's thinking about it. Rumblefish is going to check some greed chests over here. Does he go up? He's here and check the 4 more chests. There's 4 at the top. He is not. Rumblefish knows what's going on. He's at the 4th floor. Teleporter maze about to enter the Bridge of Destiny, Chitin. What happens on potentially at the Bridge of Destiny?
Well, we all love him. We all hate him at the same time. Get your blessed RNG out, folks, because Warwick, we're coming for ya.
Rumblefish takes on 4 red hydras, fires a fade, followed by a nuke's gonna take him out. Huge experience here, about 2,000 for his light warriors. He's on the Bridge of Destiny. Do we see Warmech? Rumblefish has put a lot of time into this. No, he runs into some metal slimes. Veteran move from Rumblefish again. He's gonna fire nuke and take out these metal slimes. Probably get to level 20 potentially for his light warriors if he can take them out, which he is doing.
If I was Rumble, I'd probably make sure to heal up. Nope, he is not going to. If Warmech happens to be unrunnable, this could cost him. He's got everybody under level or under 300 HP.
Rumblefish not healing, but he whacks a Nacho with a flame sword. There it is, level 20 for Rumblefish. He's closing in. He's made it to Tiamat. He's gonna try to light his 3rd orb. He did not heal again. Mage is taking on Agamas, showing where he came from. He's got 2 light warriors standing, and he continues to take on more Agamas. There's a nuke for Rumblefish for 178. Another nuke from the Ninja, 125. A triple barrel nuke from Rumblefish into Tiamat. Tiamat is still standing. Some evasion for Fish. And Tiamat has Stone Touch. And she petrifies the Ninja. Blaze comes out.
Blaze?
He does not have the ribbon on the Knight. Dual nuke shots do not take out Tiamat. There's an attack from the Excalibur for 113. We're going to another round. His Knight is down to 1 knee. He's going to invis 2 and fire more nukes. He gets the evasion off. He's got to get these nukes off. There's one of them. 218's not enough. Back to back. 102, no. Tiamat blasts the red wizard. He's gonna heal. Tiamat petrifies the knight. That's 260 from nuke. Rumblefish is on the ropes. He's got to attack and attack now. There's the nuke, 294. Damage poison from Tiamat. Doing more damage. How about another nuke, 234, and Rumblefish gets through. He is going to use the softs correctly. You can get encounters after this fight, and he's going to try to light his third orb. He steps away. He does not have that ribbon on that knight.
No, I don't know where the other ribbon is. I know they found 3 of them.
He's got 2. There's a third loose one somewhere. We think it might be an Earth Cave. Oh, but he's got both his ribbons on his red wizards, I believe. His Mageius. It's going Earth? Okay. Mageius is up to level 20 on his fighter. He is now solo in the Gurgu Volcano. Going back 2 years ago, we saw a lot of this. It's an old meta in Final Fantasy Randomizer to do this over and over and over. Mageius is making that move to what it is that he knows and has done many times before.
Does anyone have Agama facts for the grind where we're at it right now?
No, no.
And Daewoo, do you remember where those 3 ribbons are? Because I know one was with Astos, if I'm not mistaken. Where were the other 2 at?
One was loose in Cardia, and the other one was loose in Volcano. I believe it was where Mageius was just at on that Agama floor in the top left room, I believe.
Well, speaking of Red D chest, Mageius is going after it right now.
What weapon does Mageius have?
The Ice Sword.
Oh boy. 185 from the Red Dragon, that's telling. He's gonna go into the fight with Carrie. With an Ice Sword at level 22? This makes me real nervous, guys.
Especially with a sword like that against Carrie, you're asking for a beating. Especially if Carrie can hit for 6 hits because she has 6 arms.
Denwo, give it to us, buddy. Mageius gonna try to light his first orb. The single fighter about to take on Carrie.
From what we've seen from Rumblefish, Carrie hits hard. This is probably going to be a wipe, but we're going to give it a try. Swings, 2 hits, 50 damage. Carrie swings back, 5 hits, 212. Rumblefish tries for 80. This is not even a fair trade back and forth. Let's reset and let's pretend like that never happened.
Mageius never stood a chance against the Fiend of Fire. He goes to go back to the Gurgu Volcano. He's clearly tilted. At this point, he's leaving altogether. He could not get through the Sea Shrine, left there, tried to go something a little bit easier at Gurgu Volcano. He got through, got all the information, and he is now leaving. He's headed towards the Marsh Cave. This will give him the crystal, which will yield the required rod.
I definitely don't blame him. The only problem is he did the Agama grind, and then he tried to take on Carrie with only an Ice Sword. It might be possible if you had the Defense Sword to cast Ruse, or a White Shirt to protect him, but Carrie basically just said, I have 6 arms, you only have 2, let me just 3-round you real quick.
I'd like to thank Danny3883 going through her notes in the background here to recap where the ribbons were. One came from the Dark Elf Astos. It was him all along when you turned in the crown. There was a loose ribbon in Volcano on the 2nd floor, and a loose ribbon robot in the waterfall.
Mageius is gargoyles with thunder. We did not see that when they originally at any time, so that could be potentially dangerous. As Rumblefish is in Earth Cave, but he already has 2 ribbons, and with Life 2 available, he should be pretty well safe.
Well, don't forget, Mageius is checking the top floor of March. All these undead packs have expert and sleep him to, let's take a nap for a while.
Yeah, but the only 2 things that were missing of extreme importance would be the Power Gauntlet and the Game Changer. As Rumblefish is checking the top of the deep in the Earth Cave. Is the Vorpal here? Is there a Power Gauntlet?
If I had to guess, he's probably looking for a defense sword or the Power Gauntlet for sure.
Maybe even a katana for that ninja.
Well, there is 4 potential chests in Topher, and he has the key. So I wouldn't be surprised if he dives back to Dwarf to see that huge treasure load.
Now, I would like to correct something in chat. Gilspur has called the Bane Sword the game changing, but it's actually the clenching. Okay? We have named that the clenching.
Game clenching. That's new. I believe was that Hyro Fellows that did that? Or was it you, Dengo? Or was it both of you?
No, that was, I believe Hyro Fellows was doing that. Yes.
Game Clencher is now the Bane Sword. As Real Nellius shows up, there is only one Game Changer, obviously, which is Gilspur. Great to see you as well. Rumblefish taking on the Fiend of the Earth Lich, who attempts to attack Fish for 1 whole damage. Couple of nukes, and down goes Lich. 1 hour, 43 minutes and change. Rumblefish in go mode with the loot and the Mystic Key. Now has 4 orbs lit, and he's in his airship.
I haven't looked at his levels. I believe he's close to Masa's kind of magic number of sorts of 24, where Masa gets its 5th hit. If he's at level 21, 22, maybe take a couple fights, try and get 24 by the time you get to Kraken, since with Kraken generally is the first roadblock of sorts, so you kind of want to nuke her down ASAP. So having
Go ahead.
I was going to say, so having that extra hit can allow you to take her down very quickly. If not, she will make you pay for spending those extra rounds trying to buff up.
Well, speaking of buffing up, I like what Rumblefish did. He bought the fast spell for his ninja. So there is a potential that we could see some fast casting, possibly at Chaos or even at Kraken too. While Rumblefish is about to enter Topher at possibly an hour 46 if he lands his airship.
1 hour, 45 minutes. Rumblefish82 has entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Meanwhile, Mageius picks up his crystal. This will lead to Matoya and the required rod. Kaiten, what do you think about this dive from Fish? He's got a couple ribbons, Masmoon, that's great. White shirt, fantastic. He's got access to Life 2 on 3 of his Light Warriors. But what about the levels as he hits level 21?
This is probably the gamble I would actually take, in my opinion. But there is all those potential 4 chests before you hit carry. So there is a possibility that Power Bonk is one of the 4.
What do you think, Denwo?
At level 21, he's got a good chance. Unfortunately, like I said, he doesn't have that extra hit. I would definitely try and get that extra hit on the night before I reach Kraken, since you don't have temper. You do have the nuke charges and everything like that, but I'm a big fan of doing the temper.
What he's doing, look, he's getting out of here. Look at him. He went out and saved, got the charges back.
I just don't like to rely upon nuke against Kraken, because if she rolls high, and she can make you pay real quickly compared to with a life 2 available on your knight, using it to kill the Kraken.
I wonder if Rumblefish is actually trying to grind up the levels to get the extra hits.
Purple Worm, that's a good deal amount of experience if they don't roll high with their health. About 500 probably.
Purple worms are fairly susceptible to physical attacks. And Rumblefish can make that happen.
Mummies on the left-hand side, giving Mageius a whole lot of trouble. His Thief level 8's already dead. Black Mage is already under 100 health. He is not having an easy time in this. He does not check the validation chests, or maybe he's just messing with us.
He has to be messing with us. He wouldn't pass it up.
No, instead...
Oops.
Yeah, instead he decides he wants to take on the Phantom again. Not somebody you want to mess with unless you want to use up heal potions. That almost always hits for triple digits, even against your knight. Based on him attacking, I think he's going to try and take the easy kills if he can. Try to get that level 24 in the back of his mind if he's able to. Nothing that's going to take up too much time, though. At 1 hour, 48 minutes, has a substantial lead on Mageius at this point. He just slowly extended it and extended it. Making the good calls, checking stuff, making the correct gambles. And he's brought it here. Also, the red mages at the early game with the double fades have really helped out. Gur Medusas. This should bring some nightmares to a couple people. Some maybe, maybe some nightmares of sorts for some people.
Nightmares for some, dreams come true for others. Rumblefish has made his way through the earth floor. He's going to run into a couple of golems. He's going to run away from them fairly quickly. He's about to take on Lich too. The first Refiend fight. 1 hour, just shy, 1 hour 50 minutes. Lich attempts to attack. He does nothing. There's a Masmoon for 180. The legendary Excalibur for another shot. We're going to go to round 2. Excalibur again, 249. Lightning 2 from Lich. It's a flame sword, I think. 92. And the Masmoon finishes the job. 426. Rumblefish is through. He's onto the fire floor now.
Yeah, he did not respect Lich at all. He just kept attacking, didn't waste any of his charges, even with level 1 fade, level 2 nuke. He didn't use any of it. He said, you know what? I can just beat you with my weapon, and your puny hand that hit me for 1 damage isn't going to do much.
Unrunnable triple Agama fight. If you have to take it, then at least it's this fight. Mageius struggled a little bit with the blue dragon on the left side of your screen. He's up to level 15 for 2 of his light warriors. It's his fire and his red mage. He's got to heal up, as he's about to enter the floating fortress, where he will find his mystic key. And even though he did not buy the TNT, it led to the tale through a series of fetch items and questing stories. He will enter go mode fairly quickly.
But I do have a question for you, Will. Would you go unpromoted with Topher? And oof, there goes his black mage.
To answer your question, no. Not in this scenario. Rumblefish, no respect for carry too. Just runs right into the fight. Strike from the Masmoon. 4 hits, 49 damage. Fast the Excalibur. The Excalibur comes through 8 hits, 252. There's Fire 3 from carry. Does the bottom red wizard survive? Yes, the ribboned red wizard survives. We need to keep an eye on the armor screen for Rumblefish and what it is that he does with his 2 ribbons, and what characters he puts them on. The Excalibur for 437 takes out Carry 2. We believe that both those ribbons are on the red wizards at this point in time.
Now here's the problem right now. Sea Snake will have possibly killing 2 of his party members because remember, Sea Snakes do have that famous Quad X in their arsenal if he apparently runs into the party pack.
Look at the run for Fish. He hugs the wall. Does not increment your encounter. You cannot get encounters, or it doesn't increment the step counter as well. He's going to take on a big experience fight here. This might get him to 22. He's using a lot of resources, though, Denwo. It's a couple more nukes out of the gate. It is level 23 for Fish.
Mageius on the left looks like he took a wipe. I didn't see what it was, but he's rediving Mirage going into Sky again. That's gonna push him back some more again.
Yeah, he was taking on some of the blue dragons, then he ran into some Catman.
Okay, this is kind of grossing me out right now. Worms with Invis 2. You're not gonna land your hits on the Vibrant Worm Pack any higher than your mouse.
Rumblefish closes in on Kraken 2. Fellas, who's taking this one?
I'm thinking. I mean, it depends on his. If he goes all offense, I think he'll be able to take on Kraken. If he plays a defensive game, I think Kraken is just gonna cast some spells to count.
He's going to use Fast from the Ninja into the Excalibur, but he does not get it off. 295 from the Excal. Kraken smashes. Kraken has Paralysis Touch. Nothing matters because Kraken has no HP. Rumblefish is through. He's onto the air floor.
Paper Kraken 2. So let's see what Miss Tiamat 2 is gonna be packing.
Rumblefish went for the white shirt originally with the Ninja and switches it to Fast. He gets a Fast off from the Red Wizard and fires a Fade. 234 hits well, and he does go with the evasion from the white shirt. There's Stop. That status elemental Stop hits. It hit both Light Warriors who don't have the ribbons. The 2 Light Warriors that have the ribbons and are firing Nuke and Fade trying to take out Tiamat. Cure 4 will fix this in battle if he casts Cure 4 on his Knight. Instead, he's going to try to attack. Nuke for 122. Tiamat does not hit very hard, and the Ninja is back standing. Fade for 97, we go to another round. He's going to evade some more and continue to fire the nukes. He elects not to do the Cure 4 to fix the Paralysis Touch on the Knight. 138. Rumblefish fires Quake into Tiamat, but it's ineffective. Tiamat tries to strike back, but Tiamat does not hit hard. Went after the Ninja again. The Ninja is very well armored. Fish fires a Fade into Tiamat to 174. The Knight remains paralyzed. Another Fade for 152. There's only Lightning 2 from Tiamat. Mageius is closing in on his Mystic Key. He's in the Floating Fortress. Another round for Fish against Tiamat 2. He's running low on charges. He's using a ton of resources. 92 from Fade. Another Fade, 86. A nuke from the Ninja, 145. Tiamat goes after the Knight. Gonna use another nuke. And he's gonna try to Cure 4 the Ninja. The Knight has done nothing for this fight. There's Fire 3. All the Light Warriors survive. Another resource from Fish for 166 from the nuke, and he Cure 4s the Ninja. Ninja stands up and immediately fires nuke for 161 to Tiamat. Again, the Knight is still paralyzed. This fight is going on way too long. Nuke for 122. Another Fade from Rumblefish. 94, and Rumblefish is through. Does not heal. He just walks all the way to the chamber in the final floor to take on Chaos. Move the ribbon, Fish. Move the ribbon.
I've just come to the conclusion that Fish just doesn't care. You know, he just walks around, you know, with his little swag and says, "What, you want to try and take me on? I just killed Tia."
Mageius is 1 floor away from getting his Mystic Key and Go Mode. What type of weapons does he use? There he is, right there. He's moving the Mazmoon to the Knight. I think he's level 23. He is 23. He does not get the extra swing from level 24. He does not move the ribbon. From what I saw.
He is gambling to make the night
He's got
not
6
die.
Cure 4s. Rumblefish starts off with initiative 184 from Nuke. 1 hit, 1 damage from the Knight in his Masmo. Round 2, he's got some evasion off, and he got the fast off after that. He's going to continue to attack with the spells, the non-elemental attacks. There's a Nuke. 384, it hits really hard. Chaos with the Lightning 2 and more evasion for Rumblefish. Rumblefish gets a Nuke off, 115. Masmoon after the fast, 6 hits, 205. A lot better than 1 damage from the Masmoon this time. He's down to 3 fades on the top Red Wizard, 1 fade and 1 Nuke left on the bottom Red Wizard. Masmoon gets initiative, 4 hits, 4 damage. Oh boy. Fade for 110, followed up by another Nuke. 154. Chaos has fast. Okay, he's got a lot of evasion off. He's going to continue with the evasion. He's near max, but he's not quite there. This is the final fade shot for the bottom Red Wizard. He gets 310 from the Masmoon this time, though. Fade for 155. He's got a couple left on the top Red Wizard. The Ninja is just invaluable in this fight. He's got... Okay, Quad X misses. The Ninja continues. He's going to give you evade cap now. Cure 4. He's going to Cure 4 the Ninja. Masmoon, 7 hits, 200 damage. 1 hour, 58 minutes. We're nearing the 2-hour mark. It's the Cure 4 off on the Ninja. Nuke from Chaos. Devastates Rumblefish's party. He lost the top Red Wizard. The bottom Red Wizard's down to 5 HP. He's going to attack with the Masmoon, 7 hits, 119. Chaos attacks again, but he misses the Ninja. Gets the Cure 4 off into the Red Wizard. He is now evasion capped. That Nuke devastated Fish, but he's trying to fight back. It's Chaos and Rumblefish in a heavyweight battle right here live on Speed Gaming. Chaos misses again. The Masmoon, does this do it? 7 hits for 299. Cure 4 again. The Knight is now at full HP. Cast Wall on the Knight. Cast Wall on the Knight. Yes. That will ribbon the Knight in case some sort of Bane or Zap comes out, potentially from Chaos. Oh no! Oh no! Poison Smoke! He fires the Poison Smoke and the Ninja goes down. This wall will protect him. It's an in-battle ribbon. Now for Fish. Lightning 3 is going to start to chip away. Lightning 2 for Chaos. What about the Masmoon? Because the Masmoon do it! 6 hits, 13 damage. Fire 3 from Rumblefish. He's trying to adjust. That's 27. Chaos misses. The Masmoon, can it break through? 289 critical hit. Fire 3 again from Chaos. The Masmoon, does this do it? 158 does not. Chip from Fire 3, 41 damage. Another round. Rumblefish trying to win this match. Fire 3, 40. Chaos misses again. Can the Masmoon get it done? 7 hits, 301, not enough. He's got... Oh gosh, does Chaos have a lot of hit points. 38 from Fire 3, how about now? Rumblefish, 85 damage from the Masmoon. Ah, he's just not getting it done. You can sense the frustration in Rumblefish. Chaos misses, 6 hits, 6 damage from the Masmoon. The Fire 3s are doing more at 31. He's going to move on back to Fire 3. Masmoon again. 6 hits, 158. And right at the 2-hour mark, Light Warriors, get your GGs out and congratulate this man. Rumblefish82 takes this match. 2 hours flat, a little bit of change. 10 seconds as well. We're going to see if we can get Rumblefish in here. Right now, I believe Zardia behind the scenes, Dengwu as well. You are working on that as well. Fellas, he really had to adjust. He had to adjust. That Masmoon, this was not a Masmoon. This was a Vorpal fight. You were going to go for crits on this Chaos. He stuck with it. He moved things around. Got the job done.
Speaking of Rumblefish, GG, sir.
Thank you all. Yeah, as Will was just saying, that was one high defense Chaos. Luckily, I had remember to equip the Mask Mode. I did forget to equip the ribbon on the Knight, which is why I did a kind of a last wall spell later on. But the Mask Moon ended up saving my life at the end of the day.
Well, unfortunately, go ahead.
I was gonna say is, yeah, as you kind of seen, you went to go cast the wall, and Chaos got that early initiative, sent out the Bane, almost ended it for you, basically.
Exactly. I hadn't. I was like, oh my god, that was so stupid. I had the ribbon all along. I thought I was gonna, just basically throw the game. But luckily, the Bane missed, so I was able to stay in for another round.
Well, unfortunately, Mageius forfeited his match already, so give your GGs to Mageius as well. He did try to get through the seed. This seed was not the easiest.
I had a lot of luck on this seed, I think. I got the floater pretty early on, and I took a chance and went to a waterfall early on, and the robot gave me the floater, which was nice. And then I think I had a couple. And then I ended up going to Castle Ordeals early on as well, and that ended up being necessary. So that was a good move. And taking a gamble and not going through all of Ice Cave, just getting the incentivized chest. That ended up paying off. It could have cost me. It ended up paying off, and then I got pretty lucky too finding the key early on. I didn't go through a whole lot of chests in Sky Castle. I think I kind of got it. Just kind of did the order of the largest group of chests and found the key pretty early on too. So I had some luck.
Speaking of that, it was kind of interesting though, because both of you really left a lot of incentivized locations for so long. You guys both checked the armory. At one point, I believe Mageius was the one that tried out Marsh Cave and noped out real quick from ghouls having blaze, and I believe there's a lit 3 down there hiding around in one of those enemies too.
I was the one who I noped out of Marsh Cave. That was me. I thought, I was like, I tried to get like an advantage by going to Marsh early on, but then I was like, oh, ghouls with blaze, that's not going to happen right now. So, I ended up taking a pass on that.
But we were commenting about it commenting about the way you guys played is you guys were so low level doing a lot of these dives, and was that brought upon the fact that for you, Rumblefish, you had 2 red mages with fade, or was it because you had the thief that was required?
No, it just had more to do with me taking some risks, and also the fact that I just felt like I got a lot of the incentivized, some of it, like the towns, everything out of the way, and just kind of like put me in a situation where I was having to go, because the thief actually it can get you out of fights, but the side effect is that you don't take a lot of fights, so that you don't get as much experience, and so you kind of have low levels. I don't know, some kind of combination of stuff. I did kind of have low levels going into this, but I just decided that just to play aggressively and see what happens.
Well, speaking of Mageius, GG, man, and sorry about your luck.
It's okay. It happens. It happens.
Just to kind of get this going, once this dang woo. Unfortunately, you try to do a little grind on the Agmas, and then you try to take on.
Are you nuts about carry? Are you nuts about carry? And that was a level 22 fighter with actual halfway decent equipment.
It was a very bold move. Unfortunately, though, Carrie did roll high on the damage, as you've seen. We happened to find out by Rumblefish, who almost actually kind of got hurt by him, too. And he had Excalibur at that point.
Ouch!
Yeah, so he wasn't exactly the easiest thing. So we the commentators were watching, and we're like, he's in for a tough fight here. And unfortunately, he 3-rounded your lone fighter. But
I know, but what's the average time that carry actually is that versus level? It's like, most of the time you're usually going to be able to survive it. We just ended up getting the 1 seed where, nope, you're not.
That's fair. I was kind of wondering, I believe in the beginning also, you were very hard stuck on doing the armory at the very beginning. You kept going in there trying to dig out a lot of that armory stuff. Meanwhile, Rumblefish had left and went to go exploring a bit more. Like, what was were you just hoping for the money there? Were you hoping for, really good stuff, hoping for really good encounters to be able to grind? I think you started grinding stuff there too.
It was the encounters. There was a house there. I had like 3 charges of fade, so I figured, okay, grind enough because of how expensive houses were. Get a level or 2, get out of there, use that, and then leave because I'd be leaving with a few more levels, a bit more cash, and just basically able to set myself up for more exploration.
We'd like to remind you that coming up in just a few minutes, I see Edgeworth over in the other broadcast booth. He's alongside Kyu Kitsuki. Wote is in there as well, along with Super Luigi joining the crew. Right here on Speed Gaming, this very channel, don't change it. Elastoid takes on the former champion Crystal MTG in what we expect to be a knockdown drag-out match. Also later on, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, St. Von Jester against Mazada on Speed Gaming 5. Asher 611 against someone named Dengwu, coming up Speed Gaming for about an hour and a half after that at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All of that right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. Rumblefish. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Hey, it's your old buddy Will. Congratulations on your win.
Thanks, Will.
Congrats,
You're welcome.
man. Congrats.
Castle of Ordeal, Waterfall, early on in this match. Do you dive these often at level 5?
Yeah. That's some... I mean, I do that, yeah. When I have mages with level 1 fade, yeah, I do that. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that kind of gave me a boost because I could just, pretty much blow... I mean, the Castle Ordeals did give me some trouble, as I remember. And I think I did every wrong pillar, actually. And then it was the last time that I got everything right. And then I think I did one towards the end, just maybe towards the beginning or something. But,
you
I had the ability to warp, but not the charges.
Yeah. You did the same thing, Mageius. You both got in, got out, picked up the floater, and it worked for both of you. Is that something that you do very often, the aggressive type of, I'm going to make this play approach?
For me, I'll just, take a shot at, chest density and then immediately start looking for areas.
That just made the most sense to me. I did have a canoe and a ship, and I thought that I could check out a town while I was up there, and so I didn't have warp at the time. I didn't have enough charges for warp, but I thought, well, there's some, good experience in Waterfall, so if you're at an early level, so just go up there and fade everything you can and see what happens. And like I said, I think it was kind of a lucky play.
Yeah, same on that one. Though, did you skip the credits like I did?
No, I didn't skip the credits. Can you do that? Oh, I guess you can.
If the ship is there, you can just take the ship.
No, I didn't do that because I just went to go explore Marsh Cave on foot because I forgot I had the ship, honestly. So I wish I could do that. Otherwise, I'd save myself a few seconds.
Yep. Fun fact, although the devs might actually force, if you get the ship that early, that it gets the credits as well, but I think it's tied to crossing a bridge.
Yeah, it is crossing to a bridge. If you cross the bridge, you'll get the credits thing rolling. Otherwise, if you have the ship early, you can just skip it immediately.
Maybe they can make it so if you go under the bridge, under the canal, that you also trigger the credits if we really want to have the credits. But I'm cool without the credits. Actually, I know they're kind of like I think they're just a time sap. I mean, I do like to see everybody. I mean, I guess we have to give the credits due for all the development, and I appreciate that. But way out of them wouldn't be so bad, I don't think.
Speaking of credit, once again, we'd like to thank Danny3883 for doing a ton of work behind the scenes, changing all the backgrounds, making sure that we know what the incentive items were, where they came from, and all the town shuffles, as well as Dengwu and Chitin. My name is Wookleosis. We'd also like to remind you that coming up tomorrow, it is May 2nd, 2019, in the first of 3 Battle of Undefeateds. It is the mastermind herself, Crabcakes at 3-0, is going to take on her biggest challenge yet. It's the 3-0 Shadow Walker 227. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. I will be there for our first of 3 undefeated matches coming up. We're going to go ahead and set up for our next show. I see Edgeworth over there. He's giving me a wave. Hello, Edge. And we're going to go ahead and move on to final thoughts. Let's start with our winner, Rumblefish. Final thoughts on either the match tonight or moving forward here in the 2019 Spring Tournament.
Well, moving forward, my goal is to make it. I'm still in the game. I can still win the tournament, I think, right? Yeah, if I win the play-in for the play-in, and then win the play-in, I can make it to the next finals, and from there I can win the tournament. So that's kind of some lofty goals, but I'm going to see. I have that in my sights, so we'll see how far I go.
Hey, I have faith in you, man. I have faith in you.
Mageius, final thoughts, my friend.
It was an interesting seed, and I intend to be able to play the last few out just because it's fun. You know, it is what it is, and I just enjoy doing these races. They're fun.
Thank you very much to both our players, Rumblefish82 and Mageius, right here live on Speed Gaming. My name is Wickliosis. I am the Dragon Slayer as of right now. The third of the 3 undefeated matches comes up Sunday. 5-5 Cinco de Mayo. Dragon Slayer Wickliosis versus the Lone Wolf. One fine day, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be at that one too. Dengwu, we got together again. That's twice in 1 week. Pleasure working with you, sir.
The pleasure is mine. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see any poison smoke. Although Chaos almost poison smoked our eventual winner, Rumblefish, but he got away with it. It has been a pleasure working with you as always. Chitin, once again, pleasure with you. We've done a couple seeds, Speed Gaming, thank you. And I'd just like to remind people, once again, Elastoid versus Mitristal is tonight. That is actually coming up very shortly, I think in about 10 minutes, over on Speed Gaming 1. After we
right
close
here.
up. Yeah.
Right here. Same channel, my friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave now and gonna go watch that as well. So, bye all.
So I would definitely recommend, once we close down, hang around, watch it. It's going to be an exciting match. As he points out, Mitristal is a great player. Elastoid, a very, I guess, not underrated, but he is he can definitely perform very well. So come hang out, and I'm going to do a little plug for my little race at 9:30 tonight against Asher 1611. Chitin, take us away, sir.
Well, with everything that said, well, good morning, good night, good afternoon, and good night all over the world. This is Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer, bringing you farewell adieu and good night. Have a great day, and of course, may your moves be gambling. See you around. Take care.
Revive the power of the orbs.